Let's talk about money. Spoiler alert, that did not happen. Last year, grand total royalties, the number that I'm sure a lot of you people clicked on the video for, was, hi, my name's Lindsay Elizabeth, and I am a self-published indie author currently with 3 books out, and I come online pretty much every single month to tell you guys how much I make as an indie author. I do this solely for transparency reasons because when I started publishing last year in 2023, I had no idea how much I could expect to make. As kind of a hobby, part-time, self-published author who is just kind of doing this on the side of their day job. And when it comes to income in the self-publishing and indie space, it can vary widely. Some people make pennies, some people make a few dollars a year, some people, their book goes viral and they make hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I like to come on here and just kind of throw my numbers out into the ring, and hopefully it gives you guys kind of an idea of what is like doable. I do also work in marketing. I have a degree in marketing, and then I work in digital marketing, managing website SEO and PPC, stuff like that. So I do a lot of marketing for my day job, but then I also just enjoy it. So the main way that I market my books is through social media. If you want to watch it, I do have a video here about everything I do and don't do to market my books, and I do plan on making more of these kind of in-depth marketing videos about a lot of these topics. So stay tuned for that. Hit the subscribe button if you want to learn more about how I market and just some tips and insights I have. I did get a comment recently that says, since I sold about 1,000 books last year, in my debut year technically, that I don't really have a leg to stand on when it comes to marketing, essentially. And to that I say, I'm just sharing my insights. I can't guarantee you anything, but I think it's nice for indie authors to help each other out. So this is going to be the full 2024 wrap-up indie author income, goals, insights, breakdown, the whole shebang. So this will be a little bit of a longer video. I will have timestamps below, but I do appreciate the watch time, and I'm really close to getting AdSense monetized, so thanks for sticking around. First, I'm going to break down my goals, then we'll get into the income, and then I'm going to break down the income further. So if you're like a data person, I love data, so you can stick around for that. And then we'll talk about my goals for this coming year. Well, this year, 2025. So I actually do have a checklist of goals that I made some little notes on, so let's go through it. My number 1 goal was to finish Kingdom of Ice and Nightmares, and that is this book right here, the 3rd in my interconnected series. These are chunky. These are getting big. They're a little thick. And as you can see, I did that. So I am very, very proud, and the reason I am so proud of that is because it was originally going to be a trilogy. And then Kingdom of Ice and Nightmares started getting so big that I actually had to make the decision to break it into 4 books. So the 3rd book became the 3rd and 4th books. I finished the 3rd book, Kingdom of Ice and Nightmares. The 4th book will be called Kingdom of Nightmares and Ash. If you didn't notice, all of the titles are interconnected because it is an interconnected storyline with characters that kind of mingle throughout. So there's lots of different POVs, a lot of political drama, dragons, elemental magic, so many things that fantasy lovers love, that I love. And if you read them, I hope you love. They will be linked below. So then my kind of tag-along goal with that was to release Kingdom of Ice and Nightmares in the fall, winter type of time frame because it's Kingdom of Ice and Nightmares and feels like a spooky, cozy winter read. Can it be spooky and cozy? Read it and let me know, please. And I did. I released it in November 2024, so I published 1 book this entire year. My next goal was to finish drafting this Hades and Persephone retelling that I'm working on called Crowned by Death. At the start of the year, I was about 30,000 words in. As of now, I'm about 45,000 words in. So I did not finish writing Crowned by Death. I don't think it's going to be nearly as long as the series back here. It's going to be a complete standalone retelling, very spicy, but still has some plot. It's not just erotica. So that I'm expecting to be maybe like 55, 60,000 words when it's done. I think I have like 6 chapters to finish. So I'm hoping now that at least the 3rd book is out in the series, I can kind of buckle down on that and hopefully release that in March. And then my last goal that I had written down was to double my income from 2023. And if you didn't see my full year income recap from 2023, I will link it up here and I'll put it in the description and do all the things. So if you want to compare last year to this year, cool. I think that's really fun. Spoiler alert, that did not happen, but it's a perfect segue into talking about how many orders I got, how many Kindle Unlimited page reads I got, and how much my royalties were. So last year, my total orders, so physical books or ebooks, it was 357 orders, and my Kindle Unlimited page reads was 356,135 total for the year. And now that we have that, I'll give you the total income, but we're gonna break that down. So we'll go month by month to see kind of how I got there. And I'll put up graphs and charts and numbers and things so that hopefully it's easy to follow. But last year, grand total royalties, the number that I'm sure a lot of you people clicked on the video for, was $2,054.14. Woo! Let's break that income down month by month, starting January 2024. Like I said, I published the third book in November, so up until November, it is just the two books out. I will put the numbers over here, so I'll do orders, page reads, and then how many page reads that breaks down into for each book, roughly like how many books that would be, so that way we can see like the total number of books read, if that makes sense. And then I'll put the income as well for that month, and then at the end I'll put a big chart that shows the flow of the year, because I like my data and I hope you guys do too. For January 2024, we had a total of 20,672 page reads and 13 orders. The total revenue for that month was $132.94. In February, we had 43,777 page reads total, 20 orders, and made $255.47. In March, 78,188 page reads, 37 orders, and ended up making $470.78. March was the best month out of the entire year. I actually vividly remember making that in March and thinking, oh my god, if I can make almost $500 a month with just 2 books out, and I plan on writing more books and publishing more books, I'm like, what's the limit? The limit does not exist, you know? Mean Girls reference? Anyways. In April, I had 36,094 page reads and 13 orders and made $193.84. In May, 38,520 page reads, 14 orders, and $199.41, so actually very close to April. June, 46,906 page reads and 21 orders, made $251.32. July, 22,180 page reads and 195 orders, but I made $100.04. And the reason for that being is I put the ebook of, I believe my second book up for sale for free for like 2 days or 3 days, because July was already like a very slow month. I do actually have an income breakdown video on that, so I'll link that here, but it was just already slow and I ran a free book promo and just squeaked over that $100 revenue mark. And then August, I had 11,369 page reads, 9 orders, and made $70.89. So I was like, oh, it's starting to really drop off. So I was like, what is going on? I think I made a video pretty much every month this year, so I think I could find something about that. But I know that the next month, September, was even worse. And I partially blame election season in the US here, at least. And that is where most of my audience is. So September, worst month out of the year, 8,277 page reads, so didn't quite even break 10,000 page reads. And then I had 6 orders and made $56.18. And then October picked up a little bit, 13,130 page reads, 7 orders, and made $76.19. And then finally on a little bit more of an upswing into my normal numbers-ish. If I have normal, I'd say like average, I probably make like $100 to $200. In November, 18,765 page reads, 13 orders, and made $130.27. And then last month, in December, 18,110 page reads, 9 orders, and made $115.36. So that equals $2,052.69. If it doesn't, and my math is wrong, it's because I put this all in a spreadsheet and I take the royalties estimator number for like the month when the month is over and just plug it in my spreadsheet. So that's where I keep all my numbers, because Amazon's reporting is annoying if I want to see the page reads and the orders for the past months listed out. They don't do that. So I had to do that and get crafty. So given all of the actual orders and the page reads, the total number of like books sold would be 1,007.99. So 1,008 roughly, which is super cool. I'm very happy with that number. This, like I said, is kind of a part-time thing for me. I do it on the side of my 9-to-5 job in marketing. So it's a very cool little side business. I would not be able to live off of this income at all, obviously. And as you can see, it fluctuates quite a bit throughout the year. So in 2024, my highest earning month was March, and I made $465.64. And if we break that down and go into the month, we can see that my highest earning day was $30.49. And my lowest earning day was on March 7th, and that was $5.26. And then if we look at my lowest earning month, it was actually in September, so it was towards the end of the year, and I made a total of $56.18. My highest earning day in September was $7.55, and I had a couple of days where I actually earned nothing. There were no pages read, nobody ordered anything, just a big goose egg, $0 days. And that happened a few times. If you are an author or planning on becoming a full-time author, definitely make sure you have some kind of steady income. Diversify your income streams. I do have a few other side hustles that I do, and then I do have my 9-to-5. But if you want to know which channel made the most money, whether it was the orders or the Kindle Unlimited page reads, because I know a lot of people, when you're starting out as indie authors, they wonder if doing Kindle Unlimited is worth it and if you make any money in Kindle Unlimited. So I'm here to answer that question, obviously. And if you have any questions about anything I'm talking about, feel free to drop them. I'm happy to answer questions, so hit me up. I was like, what is behind me? My little dragon. Anyways, so for ebook and paperback orders, I made $601.38. So as you can see already, out of that total, it's not even half, which leaves the remaining $1,452.76 coming from Kindle Unlimited, which is insane because on Kindle Unlimited, you make like a fraction of a penny per single page read. You don't get paid for rereads, but you can have an ebook up to like 3,000 Kindle Unlimited standard pages, and you can get paid up to the 3,000 pages for a singular book. So that would probably be like when I finish the series, if I want to do like an ebook omnibus or something, that's going to be a really long ebook, and somebody wants to read straight through that instead of getting the individual ebooks, that's possible. Other than that, I'm not really sure who would make a 3,000 page ebook. That sounds insane, but that's Amazon's rules, is that you can get paid up to 3,000 pages per book per customer. So craziness. But yeah, speaking from my experience, I would say Kindle Unlimited is worth it, especially if you're just starting out and if you're trying to build an audience. A lot of Kindle Unlimited readers, though, I would say are romance readers. Obviously it is one of the best-selling genres of all time, but it is just where a lot of romance readers flock to. So when you're writing in more romance genres, which I'm writing like fantasy romance or romantic fantasy, because they are kind of like epic fantasy, but there is romance, but there is plot. My books do fairly well on there. I honestly don't know where I line up in the rankings. I'm probably in the thousands of rankings. You can see that on Amazon. If you scroll down into the like listing, whatever, you can see the details and you can see where you rank in certain categories. Like I said, I'm not making millions. My books didn't go mega viral, and I don't count on this for my full-time income, so I'm cool with it. So now that we've gone through all the months, and you've kind of seen this full chart, and if I didn't put it up, I'll put it here now. I've just kind of been rambling. So here's the full chart of the income, and you can see how it dips and curves and how it's not steady. But yeah, I think now we can talk about my goals for 2025. I kind of changed this from writing goals to creative goals because I am getting a little bit more established on YouTube. I still have a very small channel, but I'm so grateful for everyone who subscribes, everyone who watches, everyone who leaves a comment, and if you're just a silent viewer, thank you too. I am very much a silent viewer, so I'm right there with you. I watch a lot of people's videos and really like feel encouraged and inspired by people, and then I just never comment. There are a few people that I'm trying to branch out and comment more and get more involved in the community, but I always try to leave a like or something just to let you know I was there. So I changed it from writing goals to creative goals because I want YouTube to be in my goals. First goal is to finish and release Crowned by Death, the Hades and Persephone romance. I'm working on cover concepts and drawing out a cover, I think it's going to be more of a vector style cover. So I think that would be really fun. I also want to finish writing Kingdom of Nightmares and Ash. So that's the 4th book in the now quartet. It will round out the entire series. With that, I do have some like sub goals of I want to create object-based covers instead of the people-based covers, because apparently when you have people on the covers, people automatically assume that it's AI. And I do just a lot of like photo bashing and digital drawing over top of it. And then people just are like, it's AI. I ran it through an AI thing and the AI thinks that it's AI. You can't do art. And I'm like, I don't know what to do, man. So I think I'm gonna do object covers because I am tired of people saying they won't read my book because there's a person on the cover or they think it's AI. And I have a graphic design degree. So I have some sub goals with releasing this 4th book, getting more options of it and editions of it into the world. I honestly have no idea what the release date will be because in all total honesty, for Kingdom of Ice and Nightmares, I pushed that back a year because I was struggling so hard with how the story needed to be told and needing to kind of just figure out a lot of different plot points and character development. So it ended up coming out like in November when I wanted to release it in December of 2023. But that was a very lofty goal and that book would have been trash. So I'm more so kind of it'll get there when it gets there. I'm not really too into putting huge deadlines on myself. I self-edit, so I don't have to get it to an editor at a certain point. I do my own covers, so I don't need like to wait on a cover designer or anything. Yeah, so I'm hoping I can get it out by summer, but it's sitting at like 60,000 words right now. And all of these books are like 112 is the smallest one and 135,000 is the bigger one, or the biggest one. So I think it's like halfway written, but I don't think it's going to change that much. I think it's very plotted out. I think it's just a matter of like adding scenes that need to be added and building character relationships that got a little bit lost in the last book. And yeah, I think it's going to be super cool. And I am honestly very excited to see if the read-through rate goes up once it's completed as a series. And then I also just started doing this where, here's a pro tip I recommend, somebody recommended it to me, is that if you're doing an ebook and you have the series, don't even do like a next page, like read the next book. Do it just right after like your last line, like do a break and then be like, here's the next book, buy it, go read it, whatever. Because once somebody sees that they're like at the end of the book, they're not really gonna flip 2 more pages because they'll think it's just like acknowledgements and stuff like that. And a lot of people don't read the acknowledgements. So especially with an ebook, to just put the next book as like the next line essentially at the end of the book. And I think that's helped my read through rate a little bit. I'm trying to keep an eye on it to see if it like jumped up at all. And I feel like I've been getting more page reads for the 2nd book. So I think it's helping. That was just a long-winded thing. I don't know. I'm just keeping track of a lot of things, I suppose. And I'll keep you updated. And then my last creative goal, so it was, to recap, it was release a book, and then get AdSense monetized. I really want to get monetized on YouTube as just another income stream. I'm always looking for income streams, and I think having something that it kind of like writing, like I just enjoy doing it anyway. I enjoy the creative process, the outlet of it, the community, and getting paid for it even better. I know that like I would still do YouTube even if I don't get paid for it, but I think that would just be like a little icing on the cake, you know? It's just kind of a fun extra income stream, another thing I can report to you guys if you're curious. Yeah, so if you've watched this video at all, thank you. And if you've made it this far, thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome to 2025. I think that's all I've got for you. So thank you for watching, thank you for being here, and thank you for supporting me. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!